DatFilmStank.
Hello and welcome to the second episode of the DatFilmStank podcast. We got your boy Owen.
Hello.
We got your boy Aiden.
JLS are my heroes.
And we got your boy me, biggest fan of JLS in the hood.
Boo!
Ortiz.
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 On the Ortiz. So we're in a bit of a JLS fever at the moment. We just loaded up JLS Eyes Wide Open.
Yeah, we bought
Eyes
the,
Wide
the
Open.
3D
We-
movie.
The 3D preview
Scam.
movie.
The
It doesn't
3D
say
scam.
that. No, because we went and bought the DVD for the JLS Eyes Wide Open 3D movie, but we didn't notice it said preview DVD, so you can't watch the movie.
We got some good photos, though.
It's a photo booth.
I'm sure
pretty
we could
great.
edit some
That's all it
photos on
is.
top of it,
Hell yeah.
and then you can see the photos that we took.
But I'm pretty sure that no,
With
because the photo
Ortiz.
booth, all the photo booth did was take you to redirect you to a web browser, didn't it?
That is
Yeah.
true.
So you didn't even need to buy this to get.
It's so dumb, but it's also the best money I've ever spent.
Yeah. So we got a bit of a JLS playlist going on in the background. So if JLS wants to sponsor us, if they want to get back together, first of all,
Yeah, please do.
you left us for like One Direction. Disgusting. What are we talking about?
News.
News. Yeah, right. So
Sound.
last week we talked a bit about the upcoming Marvel films, and we're going to talk a little bit about the leaked images and stuff for Avengers Endgame. So
Yeah.
I don't know how much Aiden's seen. How much have you seen with it, Aiden?
Not much.
Not much of it. Right, I'm going to bring up a few pictures. These are all highly confidential.
Not really.
Not well,
I
they're
mean,
not
we
really.
got our hands on them, so
Yeah,
They're
you
meant
got
to
that
be,
confident.
but it's basically all the merchandise has started being leaked and been revealing the costumes and stuff.
So it pretty much tells you most of the plot.
Pretty much. Basically, they're all wearing suits kind of similar to the one that Hank Pym wears in Ant-Man and the Wasp. So it's pretty much confirmed that the way they'll stop Thanos is by going into the quantum realm. And
exploding him from the inside.
Doing with
they're going to be going
big
inside
explode.
Thanos. Yeah.
Yeah, delve into him and they'll burst out of his dick.
What a reference!
What a reference. That's a reference to Leprechaun in Space, which we're going to be talking about sometime.
In the future.
Not today, but
In
sometime.
the Zukunft.
In der Zukunft. Was sollte man machen? Yeah, it's very distracting. I'm going to turn it off.
Okay, fine.
Can't deal with JLS.
Is that all the news that we have?
I mean, we should.
No, we can
Yeah,
talk
I mean, yeah, we need to. You know,
fine, yeah.
we got opinions.
Yeah, so what the Lego sets that have been leaked have revealed is, well, at least in all of the sets shown, all of the Avengers are wearing the exact same Quantum Realm outfit.
They look a bit stupid.
Well, yeah, they do, and it's just a bit boring. They should all be wearing their own costume,
Yeah.
looking badass.
Well, from the one you showed me, Iron Man still had his normal helmet on.
Yeah, and he
just-
looks a bit
he
daft.
looks moron. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that
Um,
might just be Lego.
Yeah, and they have done in the past where the sets are based off of like nothing in the film, like with Iron Man 3, where he's in a little buggy with a flamethrower attached to it.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah.
That's a bit shit.
Well, they have to make something you can build because then people will just be like, it's a scam.
That's true.
Yeah.
Rather than, what is it? Mandarin is just some weird actor, druggy actor.
Fair, I liked Iron Man 3.
I hate it.
I think it's good.
I
Well,
liked it.
I
thought it was-
need to rewatch it, but I was so angry with it because all of the merchandise just lied, and I can understand.
But that's
It's
not the-
quite it's quite a good trick to pull, but it's like I was expecting to see these things from the
also, yeah.
set, and so I felt kind of cheated.
And that's not the movie's fault.
That's not
is
the
it?
movie's fault. That's the marketing.
merchandising
Yeah,
fault.
exactly. So I'll rewatch it at some point.
It
And,
is
I
good.
think it's good.
and people have started saying it's good, or kind of there's been a bit
I think it's
newfound
'cause-
appreciation for
I
it.
think it's just a lot of, when it first came out, people were annoyed that they changed the Mandarin so much from the
Yeah.
comics.
Yeah,
But then they realised that's not a bad thing because Guardians of the Galaxy is nothing like the comics of Guardians
Yeah.
of the Galaxy, and that's one
And you
of
can't
the
really base
smart
off
films.
their comics because, like, say Fantastic Four. I mean,
Yeah.
that's.
It'd also be
nothing like the-
too predictable. There's no. You should make for going to see the film if you've read the comics a bit
exactly.
less enjoyable.
Yeah. But I'm pretty excited for Avengers Endgame.
I think most people. I think it's because they were left on such like a cliff edge.
Yeah.
With the last one.
And they've done up until this point, a pretty good job of keeping things secret, like not revealing the title for several months. So yeah, I just hope it lives up to the 11-year build-up.
Yeah. I also kind of hope that they don't do the time travel wrong.
They're going to, but I really...
Yeah, it's extremely difficult to do it right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
because you do something and it'll just be like, what was the point in doing it in the first place?
Yeah.
Sometimes, or if they do it, it'll be like, well, like, how did it work? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Exactly. There's too many problems
There's
set
so
up
many
by it.
rules with time travel
Yeah.
that
They'll get... I'm
they'll
worried...
break a few at least.
And I'm worried that the film just gets bogged down in the whole time travel stuff rather
Yeah.
than just being interesting. Because it's going to be 3 hours long, apparently.
Gee.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to it. I think so far from what I've seen, from the trailers anyway, it looks good. I like the kind of atmosphere that they're going for, that kind of mood. Depressed, yeah.
You can tell there's a time jump as well.
Yes, because
Because-
Black Widow's changed her hair.
Hair change.
Got him.
That, or maybe they had a touch on the reality zone for a while and they made it longer.
Or she's a scroll.
That would be pretty cool. I hope so, because she's also one of the worst characters.
Yeah.
Her and Falcon.
Falcon, Jesus
Give
Christ.
him a break.
He is bad.
He is.
He's
pretty
boring.
horrible.
I hope Captain Marvel's not in it. She will be, but
Do you think she'll die then?
I want her to.
But if he
Well,
dies
she
in
dies
her
in the-
room
dies
in
in
the
the
start,
sand.
that'd be so
I just
good.
don't like Brie Larson, apart from him, Scott Pilgrim, and it just her film looks a bit bad.
If it's
as we
good
said.
though,
If it's good, then all props to her. But at the moment, I just don't like it. I'm happy to have my mind changed, but
I just hope. I think it's the women characters, not to be sexist.
Not to be sexist, but all the women characters are bad.
No, because that's what I've seen. Black Widow is dreadful.
I don't think that's
She's
not.
got no
Scarlet
character.
It's not the
Is-
actress's fault.
She's
not
okay,
bad.
but
Apart-
she's
okay.
It's not the
Yeah.
actress. Well, I mean, Elizabeth Olsen's pretty crap as Scarlet Widow, Scarlet
Switch.
Witch.
switch.
Scarlet Witch isn't that bad.
Her accent's all over the place.
Yeah, it changes from film to film.
Yeah, I don't think she's that good. Scarlett Johansson's pretty good.
She's
My-
a good actor, but I don't think.
My issue
Black
with her
Widow's an interesting
character is she hasn't got a character. She's just a woman that's extremely like. It was just like, oh, she's a super agent.
Well, they said
Yeah.
there's going to be a solo film, but the
I
time
hope
for her
that. I'm
solo
bored.
films has just come and gone. It should have happened ages. It should
Yeah.
have happened before the Avengers.
Yeah.
Probably, or like just after, no, like a kind of what happened before the second Avengers. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just after the first one, because her kind of solo film was Winter Soldier in a way. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You know,
played
she
a
was
big
She
part
was
in that.
basically in it as much as Captain America.
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
But I think the reason I don't really want to see a Black Widow solo film is because she's a spy.
And a
She hasn't
woman.
got any powers.
We know her backstory as
But
well.
Yeah.
Well, she's got power. She hasn't got
She-
powers, so there's nothing interesting
She's
to see
just
there.
a Russian ballet person.
Yeah, and if that, the combat in Marvel films isn't that great. Do you know what I mean? Like the combat
punch.
choreography. Yeah, well, there's no.
Well, the
there's no-
action's good, but the combat.
One thing
isn't.
DC do well is the impact from the punches in them films looks a lot better.
Not in Man of Steel.
No,
No, not
in
Man.
Batman v Superman.
Batman v Superman, the
The
warehouse
punches
scene.
look
The
good.
warehouse scene alone is a reason to watch that film because that film's not good otherwise. But also just talk about Ben Affleck's step down as Batman.
Yeah.
Has he?
He's officially signed off.
They were gonna have that. He was gonna have his own solo film, wasn't he?
He was going to direct it and write it, and then he stepped down from directing it and said he was just going to star in it, but he was going to produce it, and then now he's just not. He's just completely stepped away because I think they're gonna.
It was because Aquaman wasn't great. It was just kind of a meme
Well,
film, wasn't it?
It did well. It
Yeah.
made a ton,
That's mostly because it was a meme film, really, wasn't it?
sort of.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be fun, so at least now they're focusing on just making films rather than product as part of a brand.
I think what they've done is they're focusing too much on getting a universe.
Yeah, they're trying
rather
to
than
rival
individually.
Marvel, but they realise their movies have done so badly to this point. They might as well just enjoy the movies that they're making.
Exactly.
Because they're making money.
Suicide Squad was they started that too soon.
That movie is
Yeah.
so
Because
horrible.
that's the third film in the DCEU.
Yeah.
That should come way later.
Yeah,
they should have done
set up
Man of
characters.
Steel, a Batman film, a Wonder Woman film, and then Batman vs Superman, and
I
then
don't even know. I don't
Suicide
think
Squad.
Batman vs Superman should come now. They should have introduced because Justice League introduced so many characters like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Flash should have probably had his own stand. They should have done probably like Marvel did. They had Iron Man, Hulk, all these
Yeah, they
individual,
had
and
Captain
then
America.
they had Captain America, like the three big ones that everyone knows.
Yeah.
And then going through a kind of combination.
But
But the extra characters added in weren't massive.
Another problem with Batman v Superman I have is I quite like that they were introducing Batman in that film, and that it's Superman finding out a bit about him.
Yeah.
But they make him the main character of the film. They should have had him as a sort of mysterious figure in that, and then gradually reveal what his Batman's like.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if the first time you see Batman in that film is that warehouse scene. That would have been amazing. But instead they've... Well, I quite like the bit in Metropolis at the beginning where he runs into the 9/11 building.
Well, this doesn't really link, but one thing I don't like is when trailers spoil a twist or a surprise in the trailer. Like, say for Civil War, seeing Spider-Man come into the screen during the movie and going,
would have been
"Oh
amazing.
my god, Spider-Man's in this movie, we didn't know."
Yeah.
That would have been like a moment, like a literally history-making moment.
If we knew, well, we did know that he was going to be in it, but if they didn't show what he looked
Yeah.
like until, that would have been good, because we already knew he was going to be in it. But
I think I can see why they showed him in the trailers though, to build more hype.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
it's not
no doubt it made a lot
But I
of money
don't think
because of that.
people were going to the movie. I think there was enough hype for Civil War as it is that I didn't need to show Spider-Man to get more people to go as it is.
I think Spider-Man, however, did make that film what it was.
Yeah.
Because he was, for me, the best character in it.
Yeah, and I do like Tom Holland.
Yeah.
He is good.
He's the best Spider-Man we've had,
Yes.
in my opinion. Tobey Maguire was good in the films, but he wasn't
I'd
the
say,
right Spider-Man.
he's the best
No, he
live
wasn't.
action Spider-Man.
But-
I'd say Spider-Man from Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh.
I'd say he's about
was
on
good.
par, or
Yeah.
maybe better.
Good film.
Yeah. So, got a bit on a tangent, but we had a good discussion there. So now we're going to talk about the third film that we saw
Collectively.
Not the third film we ever saw.
Ever. I don't know what that
We're going to be
was.
talking
An
about
Ant's Life.
An Ant's Life,
Yeah.
which came out. No, I just
1998.
typed in Ant's Life and it came up with the
came out-
lifespan of an ant.
It came out in 1998, I believe.
The same year as another film you might have heard of called A Bug's Life, made by Pixar.
I think it came out the year before.
Yeah,
because
Yeah,
I think
Bug's
what they
Life.
did is they saw the trailer for A Bug's
Wow.
Life, which was, it's about bugs. I think there's some eggs in the trailer as well.
Yeah.
Let's just kind of take that. So they did, and
But-
they
but-
made a cank film of it.
Well, no, I don't think you can even call it cat. I don't think you can call it a film. It's just,
It's shorter than
it's an
episodes of TV shows.
experience.
It is an experience.
It even says it's a fucking hour.
It's a
On-
bunch of scenes.
Everything
strapped
we've
together.
seen
Yeah.
to say how long it is has been wrong. The DVD says it's 45 minutes long.
This
Was
says
it-
it's an hour.
This is an hour on about IMDb. Or
It's about
something.
24 minutes.
It's not even. Well, I don't think it's that long.
But so we'll do the background on this. Well, we've done a bit about it. So it came out before A Bug's Life, but is pretty obviously a rip-off of it.
Yeah, because I think it's just they saw the trailer and like we can hop on the hype before it comes out.
And the animation is,
Not great.
No.
I mean, even for the time it came out.
Well, it was
I mean-
made by one person.
Well, yeah.
Or
So
animated
that
by one
okay,
person.
I mean, it's still a lot better than like any of us could do.
Yeah,
In-
probably.
But it does look dire.
It's not particularly great.
No.
And the plot of it. Well, it's right. I'm
Plot,
gonna
very
see if there's a.
loose use of the word.
I don't think there's a plot listed on IMDb at all for anything on it.
So we're gonna have to wing this.
So I'll read kind of the description of it.
Yeah.
Thang,
G-Thang.
Rose, and Dee Dee, the three ants, which took us 2 watchings to find out what their names were,
Yeah.
help the young Queen Josephine, we kind of knew her name, build a new anthill while avoiding the sinister geckos and keeping Sal Caterpillar out of trouble. That's it.
That's it.
That's the entire description of the film.
You've got these innocent little subplots of the caterpillar getting chased by whatever it is. Some geckos, which makes for a little fun.
That kind of description reminds me of like a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
Do you know
and
what
that's
I mean?
what
And it's
film
the
is.
length.
Yeah, but like most TV shows, like the bigger ones, not like the children's ones, are about 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's about the same length as this.
Except this is a lot darker. than a lot of kids' media because, well, you've got these innocent little side plots of this caterpillar getting chased and some fucking butterfly or moth or whatever.
No, the caterpillar turns into a moth.
Oh,
yeah, he does.
He does, doesn't he?
And then everyone's like, "Oh, you turned into a butterfly," but he was like,
No,
"Nope,
I'm
I'm
a
a
moth."
moth."
Got him. But the most notable plot in this is about, as Owen mentioned, this Queen Josephine, who's very creepy. The voice acting in this film is very strange.
I don't understand Queen Josephine because she's an ant, but she's got wings, and then she cuts her wings off, and I think she turns out she's like a parasite.
Well,
Yeah.
so she encounters this group of ants, which is Thang,
Dee, and
Rose, and basically says, "Ooh, I'm a queen. Can you come and help me find a place to lay my eggs?" And they're like, "We got you covered."
It's Thang spelt as in G-Thang,
G-Thang.
not Thang as in with an F.
Would you look at that?
It's a miracle.
But yeah, this Queen Josephine sort of gets their help to start laying her eggs in this little under a rock or something.
That's the second scene, isn't it? Because it starts
Yeah.
with Sal the caterpillar
and then
getting
the
chased by
second scene,
geckos.
It goes right into the action.
It does.
She starts laying these like Tic Tac shaped
Eggs.
where they obviously just haven't bothered to colour in a lot of the stuff in the film because there are some white geckos and things like that.
White ants at the end.
White ants, yeah. But so
Can't afford it.
they start getting a bit suspicious of this Josephine because she starts creepily talking to the eggs and trying to hide things from them. But they kind of go on with it, and then it sort of cuts away, and doesn't it follow you got these weird geckos and there's a mantis.
There's a praying mantis.
And they sort of fight over food.
The gecko's just finishing. Not the gecko, sorry. The praying mantis has just finished eating her husband.
Yeah,
that's what
it was
they
on
do.
their honeymoon.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
she
joke.
was eating it. I don't even think it was a joke. I don't think there was any jokes in there, really.
Fair enough.
But Sal, the pretty cool guy, he's kind of just. He does this bit at the start where he plays dead to hide from the geckos.
Yeah,
And he makes.
it's
I don't
so
understand.
dumb. Then after that, the stupid parasite things that look like the fat guy from A Bug's Life come, and then they're like, the ants are like, "Wow, these aren't ants at all. These are some parasite boys." And then they go and tell the ant. Wait, one thing that we didn't mention. The ants have the weirdest way of greeting
Yes.
each
Oh my
other.
God! When they say hello, so good.
Basically, what they do is they go head on to each other, and they have their antenna bits.
Kind of like lock
and
heads.
They lock like their antennas, and they just rub their heads together.
And the antennas just go.
Yeah,
It's really weird.
They also do that again when towards the end they have a little scuffle with Queen Josephine.
Oh yeah.
And they just kind of like just do that, just all over her body, and just start beating her up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because they discover that Queen Josephine, who's been laying her eggs, is a parasite.
Yeah, and is going to kill the ants.
Yeah, and it's terrifying because all of these little eggs start hatching these scary little fucking
Ant demons.
ant demon things.
That are white. They haven't
Yeah,
been coloured.
parasite ant demons. And then I don't
They
know
leave.
what
They
happens.
lead.
Then they leave.
They
and
lead the queen and her parasites outside to the geckos who've been led there by the caterpillar boy.
who
Yeah.
just turned into a moth after
Yeah.
the weirdest scene where he turns into.
He goes into a cocoon and starts.
He just kind of he smiles and just starts going spin, 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 spin,
and his
spin.
face looks like he's
Like-
having an orgasm.
Yeah, and it kind of just.
And then the geckos eat the parasites as they walk into their mouths.
Yeah, and then the Queen Josephine's like, "Oh no," and then it ends.
Yeah, and no,
Owen said,
No, actually no. And then the geckos are about to eat the ants.
and then
and
the praying
Sam-
mantis
the praying
chops
mantis-
off their tails.
Yeah, the praying mantis grabs their tails and says, "Stop eating my
very
food,"
violent.
and then their tails get ripped off and they
Yeah.
run away.
It's very bizarre.
Yeah,
And Owen goes, just make this end, and then it ends.
because we were expecting because we saw it was 20 minutes gone, and it says 45 minutes. So we were expecting it to be about 40 minutes, so about halfway through, but it just stops at 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It wasn't as long as it said.
And our dilemma is, once we saw it, we didn't really know what to think. I mean, Owen's seen it several times, and you don't like it.
Well, the thing was we just watched Disaster Movie before that, so we'd seen a bad film that was quite long.
Yeah.
But then we had this one which was bad, but it was short, so we were kind of glad to watch it. We kind of thought it was quite good. So that's where the kind of debate comes in if it was good or not.
Because you fucking hate it.
I do. I think it's one of the worst because it's just nothing. You don't know what's going on.
But I don't think we're at a high enough point of evolution to judge it. Because
we don't understand.
Yeah,
we haven't got the mental capacity to work out what's going on.
It feels like aliens came down, placed they sent a mission out to colonize Earth.
This was their time capsule.
This is their time capsule.
So this is when aliens lived on Earth. This is what they left behind.
Yeah.
And then they left, and we just found it.
Yeah.
And we're like, wow.
Because it's far too disturbing to be a proper kids film. Because it's got like tails being ripped off and then scary parasite people.
But again, this was in 1997 or 98 or whatever it was. So that's like kind of a time where kid stuff was a lot more tainted than it is now. I guess you could say.
That's true. But even so, it is fucking weird.
Yeah, it is. So we gave the characters in this a -1.
I don't.
That's harsh.
Yeah,
you wrote that at the time when your anger was at a peak.
I like the caterpillar guy.
What does he do? What does he do?
He spins.
Spin.
You can tell that he's scared of the geckos, and throughout the movie, as he gets to the end, you can tell that he's got over his fear of geckos and he leads them towards the thing.
Nobody should have to watch the film twice to know their names in the film.
That's more writing than it is characters.
And it's less film for you to get time to know them. Because there's only 20 minutes to get to know them.
So are we changing our views on the characters then? From -1? I'd say up to 0 then.
No, 1.
1? Are you joking?
1.
Yes, that's fair.
Spin.
That's all he does.
Yeah, that's his catchphrase.
What's the name of the mantis?
Manti Man.
I don't know either. But nobody knows. What's the name of the geckos? I remember one of them.
Skid and Potato.
To be fair, one of them probably was called
Spid and Spud.
I remember they mentioned their names in it, but nobody noticed.
Why don't we just whip out the DVD now?
Writing. I'd say writing stays at -1 because it was poor.
Yeah, it was.
Writing was poor. That's like the worst.
Okay.
Plot,
I'll take a step back.
Plot, I'll take up from -1. We gave it a -1 initially. I'm gonna say 0.
0, yeah.
Because it's not as bad. Because once you have to rewatch it. Pacing 1.
1, yeah.
Because you launched into it. Music 7.
Yes.
It's the same song on repeat, and it's all this upbeat do constantly.
Like some nice jazz.
Yeah.
Stock jazz music.
And it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it makes the film almost watchable.
And then total G things 0.5 because they've got the ant called Thang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spelt like G Thang.
Exactly.
Total score is at a 0, but the thing is, putting it as a 0 puts it in the same league as Holmes and Watson.
Fair.
And the Disaster Movie, which it's not even close to.
It's only because it's shorter.
It's charming.
If this film was
it's
the
a
same,
charming movie.
If this film was the same length as the others,
you can
it would be long.
You can tell that people genuinely cared about making this movie.
No,
There may have been 5 people making the movie. There may have been 5 people making the movie, but at least they cared.
They
about
even
the movie.
came up with a special greeting for the end.
It was a cash grab at the Bugs Life coming out.
Yeah, but what cash would it make?
It didn't.
Who would buy it? Exactly.
It got a 1.5.
It was a passion project.
Precisely. Some guy, when he was a kid, goes, "Oh, I made a film about ants." And there we go. He made it. Good for him. It's fucking weird, but he made it.
I say we give it a 0.2, and then round it back down to a 0. Because it's not a 1. It's not 1 quality.
0.5.
No, because that round up to a 1. We don't do
0.2.
Because that round down again.
Yeah, we're not doing decimals.
The only decimals we can do is for G things.
This is your rule.
No, it's not my rule.
It's my rule.
Fine, it's
my rule. We can't do decimals. It makes it too complicated because you could have like a 9.73. What is it?
Right, well, obviously we're still not resolved.
I'd say it's... I'm tempted... I'd say it's better than I initially thought. Fair enough. However, it's not 1 quality. The other films we've given a 1 were... I think we gave... Bulletproof Monk we gave a 2. Scooby-Doo we gave a 6. Fred
Fred 1, that was a 2.
Fred 1 was a 2.
And so was Fred 3, I think.
Fred 3 was the same. Holmes and Watson got a 0.
Yeah.
Yep.
Avatar the Last Airbender.
That's a 0.
That's a 0.
Isn't it?
We've only done 0, so I'll give it a 1.
Yeah, there we go.
Considering everything else is a 0, and I'd rather watch An Ant's Life.
Because I sort of feel bad for the guy that made it for this. Whereas like M. Night Shyamalan for making Last Airbender should get shot.
It didn't have a listed director in the credits.
Yeah.
But it's the producer, the guy that produced it, also directed it.
Yeah.
It was a mess. So what was your favourite part from the film, man?
Probably the bit when the frickin' Sal, Tonight's Biggest Loser caterpillar, goes and he does the spinning and he goes into a cocoon.
That's my thing. Spin, spin, spin.
It's probably the only bit that anyone can remember.
Yeah.
There's a bit of parasite.
I like my favourite bit is when the praying mantis grabs the tongue of one of the geckos. Yeah. And he's like, "Don't touch my food." I think that's a good. That shows the intention of.
They don't have spin, spin, spin on YouTube. Oh, well.
It shows the intention of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
What would you say this film is most similar to?
Bug's Life.
Yeah, that would probably be it.
No, I think maybe if if John Lennon took a bit too much pot and went outside.
Yeah, it's
and
like
fell
a
down
drug
into
trip.
the grass.
It's like an LSD drug trip.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like an episode of Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
just because
it's so good.
And there's murder in it. They just kill all the ants.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's violence.
Yeah, and
So
drugs.
there's methamphetamine.
Tarantino was a co-producer.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So
is that all we've got to say about Ant's Life?
It wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as we first thought.
It may have been a bad child, but it's our child.
Precisely.
Another thing I can say though is the S on the cover is backwards.
That's how you show it's edgy.
I don't
like the Fred movie.
Toys R Us.
Yeah, the R in the Fred movie is backwards, and that's a great movie. So.
Yeah, but that's fair enough.
Exactly, it's going against.
That was original, because that was the joke in this YouTube series.
I guess, yeah.
And then the tagline is "What really goes on in your backyard."
However, but it's not even in the backyard.
However, I didn't really notice it was set in a backyard.
It's just set in a field.
The sky looks like a wall, so
yeah.
Maybe it's a tank.
Yeah, it's the Truman Show.
Another thing there's so much things I can just pick from this. The cover, the tagline, is done in capital, lowercase, 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 capital, lowercase, 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 lowercase. No, that might be capital. I don't know because
it doesn't. Put a bit too much thought into this.
It doesn't capitalise every word, but it does.
That is true.
It puts capitals in the middle of the sentences or at the end.
Oh, let it go.
Anyway, not very good film.
There we go. Next film.
Next one's Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4,
which is not in the same league as these.
This is a competent movie.
Well, it's capable.
It's below average.
It's below average. However, I think it's just more people are upset that they've replaced the actor of Roderick and all the other cast. To be fair,
mostly Roderick.
Mostly Roderick, because everyone loved the original.
Everyone knows Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah.
It's a prominent thing in our childhoods.
I'll see if I can find a plot synopsis anywhere.
Yeah, if you look up on Wikipedia, then there should be one.
But the thing this film is most known for is the uproar about casting.
Yeah.
Because the Roderick from the original film, who is
actually good.
Yeah. I mean,
the original 3 films that came out before this one were actually, I kind of enjoyed them.
Yeah.
They were fun to watch. You didn't really have an issue with them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The Roderick in the original film was played by.
Yeah. Go on, Ben. Go on. Why are you looking at An Ant's Life on IMDb? That's not gonna have the answer.
No, it's loading. It's just I may or may not live in a village.
It's not.
Who's he played by?
So Diary of a Wimpy Kid got a 4.
A
4.4 out of 10.
Is he called?
Yeah. Which is actually that's kind of what we gave. We gave it a 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it was capable.
He's called Devin Boz.
The acting wasn't particularly great.
Devin Bostick. There we go.
It wasn't particularly great acting.
Well, one of the lines that all of us can remember from the movie is
"That's how Digby do it."
Yeah,
that's how Digby do it.
Greg is a big fan of this YouTuber called Matt Digby, and his catchphrase is That's how Digby do it.
It's kind of trying to pander to the YouTube audience in a way.
Yeah.
I think this book was written about the time with YouTube gaming, like PewDiePie was where he was big at gaming, and Jacksepticeye and Markiplier, and they kind of just
days of the Happy Wheels.
Yeah, and this is what they did is they just kind of gave him headphones and dyed his hair.
Yeah, ninja.
So it was like Jacksepticeye and Markiplier and that.
Yeah, but the plot is basically it's just a road trip film.
Yeah. Thing is, I can't. The original, they're all done off of the books.
Yeah.
But this one, because I've read some of the books, I can't see this one being based on the books at all because it seems nothing like how it could be written done in the book.
Yeah.
Because it just seems too crazy and outlandish, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and surely by this point, the Heffleys would have decided, let's not go out anywhere ever.
Let's never leave.
Because everything always goes wrong.
Yeah.
Like, so, warning, spoilers for the plot of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul. 2017 it came out.
Yeah.
The Heffley family, Greg, Jason Drucker, Roderick,
not Roderick, not
Charlie Wright,
not
so
Roderick. More like Charlie Ron, got him.
No.
Frank, also known as Tom Everett Scott, Susan, Alicia Silverstone, and Manny, Dylan, and Wyatt Walters.
What about?
Wait, what?
Why is there
He changes. It's two different actors. I think it's like twins.
Oh yeah, because they can't have kids working for over a certain amount of hours.
Plus Rowley. What?
He's in there for like
barely
one scene.
Yeah. He makes one appearance in the film. I don't think I don't even really remember what he looks like. He
Just
has like a bowl cut. And he's not even fat in this one.
Oh yeah, he's not fat. He's just got a big hair to make him look fat.
He looks like Toad from the Mario games.
Yeah.
Yahoo! Yahoo indeed.
No, they arrive at Corny's, a family-friendly restaurant that Greg thinks is for babies.
Yes. Freaking diaper hands, everybody!
Oh, this is where the big issue in the film comes from. He becomes a meme.
Yeah,
but
an epic meme, fellow kids.
They use the 2010 meme format, where it's like it's funny pop art background, top text, bottom text, picture,
box.
like Bad Like Brian, and someone's like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get to that bit. They arrive at Corny's, a family-friendly restaurant that Greg thinks is for babies. At the table, Greg and Rowley watch a video of their idol, internet celebrity Mac Digby.
Mac Digby.
Mac
Daddy.
It's Mac Digby. We thought it was Matt. Wow.
Yeah.
Mac Digby.
Twist.
Joshua Hoover, whom
he sucks.
Susan considers a bad influence. So it's pretty much parents don't understand our generation.
They don't understand memes.
Yeah, or YouTube culture, which I guess is kind of true in a sense, but
yes, still.
Manny then gets stuck in the tube maze above the ball pit. So, like the ones you get like McDonald's that are pretty lit.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Which means Greg must go and get him. He gets bombarded by other small kids and then loses Manny in the ball pit. Greg scrambles to find him, but then ends up getting a dirty diaper stuck to his hands. As he tries to shake the diaper off, other kids and adults start laughing and recording Greg on their phones. That becomes diaper hands,
which is a funny epic meme.
It's pretty much him in the ball pit with a diaper in his hands, just kind of shaking it, and everyone's like, "Hey, diaper hands."
Got him.
It's just hilarious.
That's the big joke. Anyway, then Greg becomes a viral sensation known as Diaper Hands, which has left him humiliated. He finds out that Mac is going to be at a video game convention, Player Expo. Since the Heffleys are heading on a road trip for their Memar's 90th
that's the
for their Memar's 90th birthday, Greg tries to find a way to get to Player Expo and take a video with Mac so that everyone can forget about Diaper Hands.
So it's a pretty intricate plot.
Yeah, so it's his whole plan is I'm not going to be a meme because I'm going to meet a famous guy.
Yeah.
So and then it's like I'm gonna know Mac Digby.
Yeah, and be like all the other cool kids.
That's how Digby do it.
Yeah.
So
antics ensue where basically on this road trip to Mimars,
everything happens.
They keep bumping into this beardo nonce.
We'll get to the beardo. Stop spoiling this plot.
Oh, sorry.
We have to spoil the plot slowly.
That's true. Yeah.
The Heffleys pack up for their road trip, but their van becomes cluttered with so much luggage that Frank considers floating. Not wanting to miss the convention, Greg suggests putting their luggage in Frank's boat so they'll have space and possibly get the boat on the water. To get the boat on the water this summer. That's a quote. Yeah, convinces Dad to say, we should use the boat as a trailer. Thing is, I don't really understand this because it doesn't say where they're going to and where they're going from.
No, it's very unclear.
Yeah. So they could just be like, I'm going from like, I don't know, say
Auschwitz.
Florida to
Auschwitz.
Or it could be Florida to California by driving, or it could be like neighbouring states.
Or
how does he know that their road trip is going to lead him to a place that's near to this expo that he wants?
Well, I think he looks on a map before they leave, and they say player expo's here. If we go here, I could sneak off maybe.
Yeah.
I don't.
But the thing
really
is, they take a taxi anyway. Him and frickin' Rodders.
Never say that again.
Rodders. As the family hits the road, Susan forces her sons to die.
What?
Susan forces her sons to give up their phones so they can have a disconnected
random
family vacation free of electronics.
Why did you say die? I'm so confused.
Actually, Jew.
Because it's child abuse. It's like forcing her kids to do something.
You're forcing them to die.
It's actually Jew.
Yeah. Child abuse is funny. So they want to have a disconnected family vacation because parents don't like electronics. It's like that. Have you seen that video? There's people like this kid's playing Fortnite at the table. He's like, "Stop playing Fortnite."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the H3H3 thing?
Yeah. Greg and Roderick reluctantly hand over their phones, so you know they're connected because it's reluctant. Yes. She also makes them eat healthy snacks instead of stopping to eat something. For fun, Susan pulls out a card game where people confess to things. It takes a real turn when Greg uses something he knows Roderick did and makes him admit it. You don't really get that from the film because it's like...
It's just fucking Roderick going...
Yeah.
I did that!
The character of Roderick is just a fucking moron.
He's not a character
He's not. He's just as dumb as a rock. I think I'd rather... If I was in like a science fair or a quiz team, I'd rather have a ham sandwich than have Roderick on my team. Because this ham sandwich at least has some level of intelligence.
And is real.
Yeah, Roderick's a fucking moron in this film. I'm sorry.
Language.
I can't deal with it.
Sorry. Just as well we're an explicit on iTunes podcast.
Frank and Susan follow suit and make Roderick admit to other naughty things he's done, then forcing him to die.
Shut up!
Then forcing him to apologise on the phone to their neighbour, whose house he TP'd, toilet papered, a while back.
He just made a massive TP out of the house.
Toilet paper!
Yeah, it's like a thing like, I who toilet papered Miss Jaminson's
Is that a thing in America that they do?
Yeah, on Halloween.
Throw toilet paper.
Well, apparently it's a big thing they're showing like TV and they like on Halloween they throw eggs and shit at people's houses.
In the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid film, doesn't the dad have a hose?
They do that in one of the films and they scrape a guy's car.
Yeah.
Roderick shoots Greg to death. No, sorry. Roderick.
What is wrong?
No, it actually says this. Roderick shoots Greg a death glare and promises to get him back. That's nice, keeping up his promises.
The thing is, what I don't like in this movie is how Roderick and Greg are like best buds. They're like friends.
No, they're not.
They are.
It changes from film to film. In the first one, they hate each other.
Yeah.
The second one, that shows bonding. Then the third one, they kind of stick together because they kind of had a disagreement in the second, and then they kind of good as well.
I guess, yeah.
And in this one, it just kind of removes all that. It's not good.
Not so cool.
They also skipped a lot of the story elements from the books as well. They skipped tons of books from the fourth one to this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I guess
because this is the most up to date. They realise, oh shit, people aren't interested anymore.
Yeah, people want to use the internet. Yeah.
Before.
People are like, oh, people like the internet. People like
Internets.
People like big old Mac Digby.
Yo, this is dark web.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's that kind of thing. Mm. Anyway, the family passes by a grocery store and drops Greg and Roderick so they don't wake Manny from his nap because that would be really bad. That's in brackets.
Because he would die.
Yeah, he would be shot to death.
Shot to death.
Instead of sticking to Susan's list of healthy junk, Roderick grabs a bunch of sugary junk. Why is healthy junk and sugary junk both?
What even is healthy junk?
Fucking carrots and cumbers.
But that's not junk.
Cumbers.
Cumbers.
Yeah, they get like cheese balls. And
They
like,
get they
get
have deep
cinnamon
fried
rolls.
butter.
Yeah,
Deep fried
no, that's
butter.
later on.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you get your plot timing right. So they get their
You get some Cheetos.
Cheetos, burritos,
Cheetos
and they get their cinnamon rolls. They heavily stop at a crummy motel for the night. The boys want to use the pool, but finds that it has been drained. All that's left is a hot tub, which is being occupied by a family that Greg refers to as the Beardos.
Oh.
Got him.
Because the dad has a big beard.
And he's a
even
nonce.
big.
It's not even big. He's just got a little bit of a beard. He's got a little bum.
Do we want to go into, because this film is so plot heavy? If we go through the whole thing, we're gonna be
Actually, we're not actually. There's like a few more, to be fair.
Well, they meet the Beardos and
Greg
and
in
here you go.
his bed.
well, Greg and Roderick, they try to get their
Later
phones
that
back.
night, the family leaves the hot tub. The Beardos leave the hot tub, so the brothers go for a dip.
Got him.
Dip. Greg
go to
took back his phone from the van because he's
bit
a
naughty.
bad guy, and Roderick finds out. Goes to tell on Greg as payback for the card game. Greg tries to get out, but accidentally pulls a bag of cheese puffs into the hot tub.
You shouldn't have done that. He's gonna die.
Turning him orange. He then tells Roderick about Player Expo and how he has a chance to earn a cash prize to fix his van.
And Roderick
And maybe
goes,
even meet hot
"Yeah."
girls in cosplay.
Oh yeah, it's a bit
Big
mental.
E Hackleton.
Yeah.
Roderick
Shout out to E. Hackleton.
Roderick agrees to join Greg.
There you go.
That's the end of the film. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, that's like
Oh fuck, there's so much more.
there's actually it's not that bad.
Well,
When Greg goes back to his room, he finds Frank using his computer to do work stuff on the computer. He sat on the toilet.
Basically watching
He's
Pornography.
probably
on
beating
the
his
computer.
dick on the toilet. Like,
He's tickling his pickle.
yeah, pickle tickler.
I'll pickle. I'm not
I'll
gonna
No,
do it.
I'll
I'm not
tickle
gonna
your
do it.
pickle.
I'm not editing that out.
I'm not gonna do it. Don't worry.
Harry
The-
Brooks is going, that's so cringy. Oh, banging.
Cheese. To
Welcome,
Steve
Harry.
to agree to keep their electronics as use a secret from Susan. Susan's like a villain in this film.
Yeah.
Susan Lebowski.
To not upset her, Greg then tries to go to bed but has no room on the couch or bed. He goes to sleep in the closet but then hears a banging noise from outside. His Beardo and his wife getting at it.
Sure.
Greg steps out of the room and finds the Beardo kids making noise as they've stolen a snack cart. Greg tells them to be quiet, but the kids push the cart at him.
And he gets
The
ready
cart
to
hits the
die.
Beardo family's van just
Oh.
as Mr. Beardo, Chris Coppola,
Choose that.
steps out. He freaks out when the cart scratches the van and his daughter pins the blame on Greg. Greg runs away until the coast is clear so he can return to his room. In the morning, he realises he walked into the Beardo's room and slept next to Mr. Beardo. He runs out and back to his room. So he slept with a Beardo.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
bit weird.
That's the
He's a
joke.
bit of a
Because he's a
beard.
nonce.
Which one, Beardo or Greg?
Well, how can
All of the
Greg
above.
be a non?
I don't know. Beardo's.
Greg and Manny.
The legal age for a Beardo is about 59, and he's
Oh,
only.
Greg
40.
gets a bit bored and he just sees Manny sometimes, you know?
Yeah, probably does.
Big nonce.
You say that Greg is having a sexual
Hey,
relation with
hey,
his...
you know,
The Heffleys then go back on the road
until proven guilty, you know.
and stop at a country fair.
Guilty until proven innocent.
That doesn't sound like a good rule.
That's my rule, motherfricker.
Oh
Sounds like Hitler's rule.
Yeah.
no! Hitler's rule was death.
Hitler's
Death.
rule.
Yeah,
Not the way I like
forced
you.
them to death. Forced them to die.
Yeah, back to Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Excuse me, we were talking about Diary of a Wimpy Kid the whole time.
And
Yeah,
Adolf Hitler.
forces
Yeah,
them to
did
die.
you not see
Susan? Susan is Hitler.
Did you not see the
Go.
Nazi subplot? Because there's one in every other video you watch.
Greg and Roderick eat.
What was that?
Nice. You got a snap. Eat deep fried butter on a stick.
Yeah.
So
Butter
they
on a
pretty much
stick.
just turn into like dungos.
Yeah.
But
They
Greg
get
sees
chased by...
But Greg sees the Beardo family walking while Frank makes a business call. The boys come across a game where they must guess the weight of a pig in exchange for a lollipop.
And Manny, because he's very big brainy boy, he picked the right weight for the pig.
He just wanted a lollipop, to be fair.
Yeah.
But then
Manny manages to Manny manages to guess the exact weight of the pig and earns a small piglet as a prize. He wins a piglet. Greg says he can't keep it for the reasons that unintentionally insult the farm folks in that area, so the boys leave with the pig still. Greg and Mr. Beardo spot each other, so Greg gives Manny the piglet and runs again. Thing is, what is Beardo going to do when he catches Greg? Because he's a full grown man and Greg's like a 4-year-old. So like, is Beardo just going to beat up like a 12-year-old kid?
Yeah,
is he going to
you dented my van.
Is he going to force him to die?
Your face.
Like in Leprechaun in Space, where he turns into a frying pan.
Oh. Yeah, exactly. He's going to just whack his head.
Yeah, well, he's actually going to
just the bit where he goes onto that spinning ride and they try to climb over.
He forces him to die. That's what Beardo's going to do.
Yeah.
Why is this a thing?
What do you think? Forcing them to die?
Yeah.
Because it's a cool thing to do.
What, dying?
Forcing people to die.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense.
Child services all the way.
Greg and Roderick go on Gravitron, which is a big spinny ride. Yeah. After Roderick has eaten his 9th butter stick.
Jeez, that's a lot of butter sticks.
You would probably die at that point.
I wish he had.
Yeah.
Mr. Beardo follows Greg in there. As the ride starts up, Greg climbs over some kids.
Got him.
While Beardo tries to reach him.
Further proof that he's a nonce.
Roderick, causing Roderick to blow chunks that fly into Beardo's face, in brackets, and mouth. Blow chunks. Blow chunks is the best way of putting throw up. Yeah, like...
I'm about to blow chunks, dude.
Chunks right in his face.
Suppose it's not a reference to Surf's Up. That's Shia LaBeouf.
Oh. We need to watch that.
Where's the blows chunks? Jesus.
I think we're getting a bit too caught up.
The boys run and find the rest of their family, which leads Susan to finding out Frank and Greg using their phones. Shanghai tells them that they are leaving and keeping the piglet. My thing is, why, if why buy the the phones for the kids if she doesn't like them using them?
That's true. Yeah.
Just say, I don't like you using it, just keep using mum bucks.
Why didn't she just leave them at home either?
Yeah.
Because if she's fine with using them,
because you got to have the parents as the villains.
Yeah, just leave them at home. Because if you didn't want to use them on this whole trip, then
Also, I don't know about other people, but if I go out somewhere with my parents and I go off without them, they'd like me to have my phone so they could contact me if they need to. So I think Susan's just a bit of a Hitler.
Only a bit.
Yeah, she's gonna force them to die.
She is Hitler.
She's gonna make them actually Jew.
Got him.
Oh dear. Where was I? Frank is making a call on the road.
Just gonna turn the mic towards you since you're doing most of it.
Yeah, golly gosh. Shangu tells them that they are leaving and keeping the piglets. So they have to keep this pig then for the rest of the journey.
Nice.
Frank is making a call on the road but keeps getting interrupted by his family, making noises.
Oh no.
So he's on the phone with the family in the back like that. Oh yeah! Pretty much.
I'm not gonna win.
Yeah, well it's not, I don't know, I think it's just the pig being farted. And then it's like, oh, that pig stank. That pig stank.
Got him.
DPS. That's our second channel.
Actually, if we did DPS, then we wouldn't get copy strike by DFS.
That film spelled with a P.
DatFilmStank.
PH.
That picture stank.
Yeah, PH.
That film
stank. That film stank with a PH.
That film was acidic.
Things get chaotic when they nearly get run off the road by a truck driver. What a nasty man.
Oh, they encounter the
thing
Beardo.
is, they say that they nearly got ran off the road, but it's freaking Dad's fault.
Yeah.
Because Dad was
on
driving
his phone.
while his phone was on.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
they go into the lane.
Haven't you seen Doctor Strange?
Causing,
and then he goes
causing Frank to drop his phone and accidentally blurt out that he's taken time off, which he didn't tell his boss about. So he didn't tell his boss that he wasn't working.
And then they fired him.
No, they don't. He's a bit of a dungaree. The family stops at another hotel and sneaks the piglet in a cooler. He ends up eating everything and the minibar, which angers Frank because it means he has to pay extra. So when they got there, Greg and Roderick were excited they didn't have to eat healthy junk like cumbers. They could eat something that's they could eat something nice.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
It turns out you have to pay for everything on the minibar, and Frank's like, "No, you don't."
They wake up and the piggy eat all of their food, and the piggy not good.
When they hit the road again, on the road again. Sorry. Greg has to pee.
Just leave it there.
Greg has to die.
And can't wait because the next stop is 37 miles. Why have a sign for next service in 37 miles? You don't have signs for 37 miles.
Yeah, why are the services so far away from each other?
Yeah. Also, just pick a round number.
Yeah, like 35. That's a nice number.
Yeah.
16.
That's a lovely number.
Just got to wait. Hang on a second. 2 more miles.
Yeah.
Good maths.
Good maths.
Mr. Lindsay taught you that one.
Yeah,
no,
big up
Michael
James.
It wasn't. It was, what's it called?
Michael James.
Corbett Maths.
Corbett Maths!
What about
Pixie Maths.
Pixie Maths, Pixel Maths,
You're going
Corbett
to go off on a
Maths.
tangent about
Maths.
So Maths is a bit BTEC. Yeah, there you go. That's our views on Maths being a bit BTEC.
Yeah. Back to Dope Wimpy Kid.
Yeah. So Greg needs to pee, and he can't wait because the next stop's 37 miles.
I want a pee-pee.
He goes in 2 lemonade bottles moments before the piglet starts pooping in the car. To the family's disgust, they have no choice but to drop the piglet off at a petting zoo. To Manny's sadness, which you don't really tell. You can't really tell that Manny's sad about it, can you? Apart from it's like, my pig!
Jesus.
Mein Schwein! Nein!
Yeah.
Jeez!
You can't do that one, that's all. Jesus Christ. It's very autistic of you. You can't do that.
The family.
No, I've got some stuff to edit out.
Ortiz.
Hey, this episode is already 2 minutes longer than the last one.
Let's go.
Let's go.
The family stops at another hotel, but are now closer to the Meemaw's party. However, Greg and Roderick sneak out and pretend to go look for a gift when they're actually going to Player Expo.
Woo! That's how Digby do it.
That's how Mac Digby do it. Yeah.
The biggity boy's a diggity dog.
The Mackety Monks.
dog.
Yeah. Greg's excited to be there. Greg is excited to be there.
Why?
Thanks for the translation from Russian.
Why did you say it?
Because Greg told me to.
Feliz
excited to be
Navidad.
there. Except for the fact that someone is cosplaying as Diaper Hands.
Diaper Hands!
At a gaming
epic
expo.
meme.
So people going, there's a guy from the internet's been there for about 4 days.
Yeah.
Because he's funny.
Yeah, it's the funniest thing I've probably
It's like
ever
if
seen.
somebody,
That's true.
you like if someone went dressed as Shaggy to a gaming expo, but Shaggy'd only just been invented like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You wouldn't appreciate it.
No. Greg sees Mac Digby playing a game, trying to make gamer history by beating the score. Greg sneaks past security and tries to get Roderick to take a video. Greg startles Mac and accidentally disconnects the game, ruining Mac's score.
Oh,
To make things worse.
Jeez.
Frank and Susan show up after seeing the boys on the news. Susan angrily makes her way to the stage and outs Greg as Diaper Hands. Mac and the rest of the audience get excited, but Greg is once again embarrassed, knowing he'll never live this down. He snaps at Susan, and she's been making
Snaps Susan.
Yeah, he snaps Susan just kicks her in the
He
head
does the
repeatedly.
snap like in Infinity War.
You should have gone for the head.
Right, that was nice.
What a clip.
That was
There you go.
that was a strong
Oh,
clip.
that's a nice waveform you got there.
That's just a line.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
equaled
good.
it. There we go.
That's quite
Actually, I
cute.
beat it.
That's cute. Jeez. So when they're on the news, they're like Roderick's. They're like, babes and stuff. Pretty much.
Stop.
Yeah, he's.
The plant.
You know, like in in SpongeBob episodes when Patrick's just a bit of a fucking didgeridoo.
Dingus.
He's like,
Chungus.
is mayonnaise an instrument? It's a bit like that, you know what I mean?
Except Patrick's art, so
Yeah,
you know.
Patrick's a cool guy.
He snaps at Susan, and she's been making everyone do what she wants, but doesn't care about what everyone
Doesn't care
else
what Digby
wants.
do.
To top it all off, Greg used the front-face camera
Use a front
to
face
take the video. So they got that wrong.
Roderick
Roderick uses the front-face camera to
Disgusting.
take the video, so Greg has no proof of being next to Mac. So it's just Roderick picking his nose and be like,
But they could have made a point about that
nice
being streamed.
Yeah.
And then Roderick looks like a dingus.
Yeah, what
But they didn't. They kind of just left Roderick as a backup character, as a kind of a comedic
Which
effect.
is good
but he's
because
not
it means
funny.
we have less of Charlie. What's his name?
Charlie Wright.
Charlie Wrong.
Yeah. However, he's just not very good film. Not good for me. Good character either.
It's not even finished yet.
Yeah, we're coming to the end. To be fair.
Yeah.
Well, back on the road. On the road again.
Why?
You're right.
Why
Owen.
did you do that?
You're right.
Why are you unable to read without saying something?
Die.
The tarp covering the boat undoes itself because it wants to get kinky. It does itself.
Nani?
Jesus Christ.
I've got a lot to edit out of this one. Jeez.
No, just
Why do you want to edit that out?
leave it all in. Covering the boat undoes itself, causing the family's luggage to spill all over the road. The Beatles!
Jeez, Beardo alert!
Jeez!
Family shows up and takes advantage of this to get payback on the boys. Beardo steals a bag containing a scrapbook that Susan wanted to give to Meemore. So the Beardos have just robbed these people now. Pretty much.
Finding me more.
That'd be pretty epic.
The Heffleys go after them, get stuck in traffic. They try to take another route, and they end up overheating their car. Everyone becomes upset now, and it's turned out the boys make peace with their parents and plan to turn the heat up in their car to get it running. Is this? Yeah, okay. So it's the bit where Roderick's character is defined as the worst.
Yeah.
Frank gets the car running again, but they end up in the woods near some hunting grounds. A pack of cinnamon rolls, which they bought from the
Cinnamon roll dough.
Yeah, falls near the heater and bursts, startling everyone and spraying goo everywhere. Roderick freaks out and thinks he's been shot.
And thinks it's his brain on the back of his head, despite the fact there being no blood.
Yeah, and his brains are coming out.
And he goes, "Yeah, I've been shot!"
Mate, it's like a 3-minute long scene. It's a 3-minute long joke, so it's not very funny.
Yeah.
It's not great.
That sounds like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, Mac Digby completed that 100%.
Yeah, he's a pro player.
Yeah, he actually did.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
He's actually insane!
Let's get right!
It's the Mac
back
Digby
on
news.
to the
Mac Digby is
frickin'
actually...
movie.
Let's go.
In today's news, Mac Digby is related to Jared from Subway.
Hey! Oh, shit.
Both paedophiles.
No!
Is that why they're related? Because they're both
yeah.
paedophiles.
But they realise what the problem is. The cars also get stuck in a small hole. Frank hits his wife.
So Frank hits his wife.
Okay, so Frank doesn't really hit his wife. He hits the gas. He hits the fat dab.
He just sits there in his car. The car isn't working. Let me just...
I'd be flossing.
As his family steps outside, spraying all of them with mud.
What is wrong with you?
Why?
Unlucky brain cells. The family keeps moving and passes by a motel where they see the Beardo family van. The Beardos go to the pool, giving the Heffleys a chance to sneak into their room, clean up and get their stuff. Greg gets stuck in the bathroom as Mr. Beardo returns. He stays long enough to poop and not wash his hands.
Jeez.
Greg tries to get out but accidentally turns on the shower. Beardo comes in and tries to get Greg in a parody of Psycho. This is a good scene.
That is the only good scene.
Yeah.
Well, no.
They recreate, because Greg's covered in mud because he's just been in the mud bit. He
looks like he's covered in blood. Like
yeah,
Psycho.
it does the Psycho scene, but instead
It's
of
shot
blood,
for shot,
it's mud.
and
It's really well done.
It's got the same music, so you know. I mean, it's not an original joke to make, but
But Greg, also known as the boy, squirts shampoo. It says the boy.
does it say in brackets?
No,
It just
but
says
the boy. But the boy squirts shampoo in Beardo's eyes. Greg runs for it and rejoins his family as they get their stuff back. Frank then throws Beardo's van keys into the dumpster as they drive off. Beardo hops in the dumpster and gets a diaper stuck on his hand.
What a reference!
Diaper head!
Jesus Christ.
It's going to take me a week to edit this.
No editing needed.
Thing is, with last podcast, it was too quiet. And this one, if I up it, it's going to be diaper hands!
Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
Fuck, dude.
We're on the last 3 paragraphs. The Heffleys run out of road to drive on and start riding up a hill, but their car finally dies. It's been forced to die.
Actually get in the bin, I swear to God, I will kill you.
They seem to give up until Greg sees Meemaw's house down the hill. The family start to push the van down the hill before hopping in. Greg misses the van and hops on the boat. The boat unhooks from the car and goes down the hill, sending Greg flying over the fence and into Meemaw's pool. The rest of the family shows up and Meemaw is happy to see them. This is the scene where it looks awful.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like really bad, like green screen. It just wasn't great. And this is when the greatest joke of all time comes in. He's like, his dad comes and like, Greg, you're in the boat in the pool. He says, you said you wanted to get the boat out this summer.
That's reference right there, everybody.
After the party, the Heffleys head home, but their car breaks down again. A tow truck driver, yeah, stops on the road, but he only speaks Spanisho. Thankfully, Manny speaks good Spanish and tells the driver they need a lift. So Manny, during the car, they listen to no music. They listen to How to Speak Spanish 101. And Manny actually picks it up, and he is a good Spanish speaker, and he speaks better Spanish than he does English.
Yeah, that is true.
Manny guides the driver to get to the petting zoo, where they get the piglet back.
Whoa, that's like the most emotional scene of all time.
And then this is the end.
He tries to be a genuine
My
friend.
only friend.
Greg narrates the thing that worked out well for everyone when they got home. Frank is allowed time off from work to spend with his family. Roger gets money to repair his van. Greg says that while the vacation was far from perfect, it was certainly eventful. He expresses excitement from where they'll be going next year, but Susan steps in to say they will be flying.
The end.
And it's not dreadful.
It's actually
It
not.
is.
It's fine.
It was
it's below average. We put it as a 4 out of 10.
yeah, which is actually IMDb gave it a 4.4.
Yeah,
so
we're not far off.
But to be fair, we don't like IMDb because they gave some good films.
They gave
bad
Leprechaun in the
reviews.
Hood 4.5 out of 10.
Yeah,
And they gave bad films.
They gave
really
Bulletproof
good.
Monk like a 5 or 6.
5 or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fucking awful.
But we're going to be talking about them in a later episode.
Yeah,
Exactly.
soon.
So,
Coming soon.
yeah, this isn't awful.
Yeah, we reviewed this one. This was the first day we watched of 3. We watched 3 in that day because Anad's Life is 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
Characters, we gave a 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
It
All of
been,
them were fine except for Roderick.
yeah, if they'd Roderick just was poor. If it's not even like we were upset with the casting choice,
Yeah.
he was just dreadful.
He's a bad character.
He was a fucking moron.
Yeah. Yeah.
Full stop.
He was just bad.
The end.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah,
big dungus.
he played a big chungus. Yeah.
Got him.
Writing 2 out of 10. I think that was.
That's a bit hard.
Yeah. I mean, there weren't great jokes. The beard.
Get the boat out for the summer.
That's how Digby do it. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, it deserves it. After stuff like that, deserves it. Music or pacing. Sorry, no plot. Oh my god.
Plot.
Jesus
plot.
Christ.
It's
I've
very
lost the
plot
You've
heavy.
lost the plot.
We gave the plot 4 because it's all.
It's not a horrible plot.
No,
No.
there's a lot of it. It's just not good.
Yeah, it's quite boring.
Yeah.
Pacing 2 because you'll have scenes where it's like all this. And
It
then
felt
it's
like it
nothing.
went on for years.
It was it was all in the car as well.
Yeah.
It was just a car film. It was like Cars, but it was what's inside the car. You just hear like a chichigga from outside. It's Chick Hicks.
Kachiga!
Jeez. Pacing we have a 2 because it's again you're either in the car or you're in a
hotel room.
Or
You're in a hotel room. It's just so boring. It's slow. It's fucking long.
It's horrible.
It's cringy.
Music we have a 5 out of 10. There was nothing wrong with
Nothing
it.
memorable. Nothing offensive.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Total G things.
0.
of course.
Nil.
Because
I don't think there are any black people in it, to be fair.
There was a Spanish guy.
It's
not
not
the
black person,
same.
Still a minority.
Racist thing number like 7 or something.
Yeah.
No, it's not racism.
What's the black?
And total score 4. And however, our quote was "What a beardo."
It's true.
That was the only thing we can remember. They called this guy a beardo.
So that's how Digby do it.
The thing is though, when the beardo comes from his own child, his own child's like, he called you a beardo.
Yeah.
But the beardo's becoming unsustainable. Unexpected.
You're having a breakdown.
You're like Al Pacino in Jack and Jill.
Yeah, actually, it's my breakdown. He was an unexpected bad guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they just fucking there.
There's not much to say on top of the plot because it's so plot heavy.
Yeah. The film is just plot the movie.
It's
definitely the worst Wimpy Kid film.
Oh, by a mile, because the original 3 are actually quite fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's like the Amazing Spider-Man film. Not the Amazing Spider-Man film, sorry. The original Spider-Man trilogy. At their worst, they're still fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the Amazing Spider-Man films failed, because they weren't fun to watch even if they were bad.
Well, no, the second... We need to watch the second one, because that is dreadful.
Yeah. I don't think we got that one because it's too expensive. Yeah. But, yeah, if a film is bad but it's fun to watch, it's a good film, in my opinion.
You want to remember a film. The worst films are the ones that are in the middle that you're never
they're
gonna watch.
boring and they're forgettable.
For the Dark World.
Oh, God.
I went to cinemas and saw that, and then I forgot what I saw the next day.
I'd rather watch Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance than Thor the Dark World.
Yeah.
I just want to watch a film that I can remember.
I just want to have a girl that I can laugh with, you know? Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Jesus Christ.
Memes.
It's interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
That is one way of describing it.
What would you say your favourite part of the film was?
The diaper hands meme.
Got him.
It's just an epic meme.
It sure is.
What's yours?
Probably the Psycho scene.
Yeah,
if I'm being
good.
honest, because it
is quite good.
That's probably
Psycho, so
it's the best. Well, it's well done bit.
It's well done.
Yeah.
If it was just that scene, a recreation of Wimpy Kid in a way.
Yeah.
I like the scene where they're going down the hill on the boat. I just think it's quite cute. I think it's quite cute. What would you say this film's most like, if you had to compare it?
I'd compare it to Diary of Wimpy Kid 4: The Long Haul. You know.
Why would you say that? What makes you say that?
Well, the titles are quite similar.
Yeah. Characters are
it's kind of scary how similar it is.
It's quite shit. They're both shit.
They are both shit. Yeah.
What would you compare it to?
Reservoir Dogs. Because that torture scene in Diary of Wimpy Kid 4: The Long Haul is pretty gruesome.
When they're forced to die.
When they cut off Rowley's ear, that's pretty intense. And then there's that bit where that guy gets shot in the stomach. I think it was Greg's dad. Yeah. He gets shot in the stomach, and he's like dying throughout the whole movie.
And Roderick when he gets brain on the back.
Yeah. And then there's that bit where the police show up and they're gonna shoot Greg, and then Greg is actually a suicide bomber and he blows up all the police. That's what I thought it was most like.
Okay.
I think it was actually similar.
Yeah.
To Cool Runnings.
Yeah.
I think it was cute.
The amount of black people in it was very comparable.
And also because it had the bit with the bobsled, they're going downhill. It
reminds me because there's a hill in the movie.
And there was a fat guy in it.
There was probably.
There was a fat
Beardo and
freaking Beardo.
Yeah.
And the coach.
Yeah.
There you go.
That was good.
That's Diary of Wimpy Kid 4: The Long Haul.
A mention of An Ant's Life.
There you go.
Yeah. So that concludes.
Do you want to say what movies we're gonna talk about the next?
So next time, whenever it is, this is probably gonna take a while to come out because I've got to edit out all of the shit, and I'm going on holiday.
Boo.
So I know, right?
He's gonna treat himself.
I'm gonna treat myself.
Treat yourself.
Because you won't really notice that this was recorded on Friday, the 15th of February. Spooky times. Jason's coming.
Why did you say that?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Fine.
Yeah, next week would probably be Vin Diesel.
The Pacifier. It's gonna be a juicy
one.
That is
gonna be a long one.
Make sure you tune in.
There's a lot to discuss with this because it's actually quite
people
funny.
That made it to the end.
So Bulletproof Monk.
Yeah. So as we say,
that's how Melvin do. That's how Digby do it.
and don't trust the North Koreans. So should go at my
chimichanga bombs, my guys.
Yeah, and stay safe out there. Don't get licked by raccoons.
Don't get raped by bears.
And get forced to die.
Yeah, don't get forced to die. Or hit the wife.
And have a wonderful new year.